So this might have been my favorite campsite so far. It's funny that whenever there was campsites with room for maybe 4 or 5 tents, I was trying to squeeze in because of other PCT hikers, Tahoe Rim trail hikers, or weekenders. And here this stretch could hold 100 tents, and I had it all to myself. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, and yet somehow it's still like a quarter till 7 where I'm ready to go. But 12.5 miles to Donner Ski Ranch. I've been saying lodge. And going to start off with a few miles of down. Then I'm going to have a few miles of steep up. I didn't have to carry water far, but it's kind of neat. There's a little spring here. So let's see if I can make it there around noon. Coming from up there, and it is already hot. I'm already sweating. It hasn't even been like 20 minutes. And for being a downhill stretch, there is a lot of little uphill sections in it. Coming down from that way, and the trail's gotten a little bit rocky. I'm going that way. Nice cool stream, got me some water. And this marks the end of the downhill stretch. Now I've got 2.5 miles of uphill. Looks like the first 1.5 miles be around 350 foot elevation increase per mile. And the next 1.25 miles is like 600 and some. So it's going to be steep. But luckily I'm fresh. It's the morning. Ready to get going. Well, even this first part that's supposed to be not as steep, usually like a flat section followed by a steep section. And the brush is also kind of growed up, so you get to push against that. Still a pretty morning. Well, having a little bit of shade was nice. Going up like that. Not an especially special stream, except that this is my landmark for the easy 1.25 miles up being over. And now 771 foot up in the next 1.25 miles. And I've been dreading it, but I think it's going to be all right. Then it's pretty much downhill, except for like maybe one little 1/2 mile uphill section. I'll be heading down to Donner Ski Ranch. Still feeling good. I'm not complaining. I'm not one to complain. I don't think they say there's no water until Donner Ski Ranch, which is still like 8 miles away. But I think I'll find snow melt just over Tinker Knob. Coming from that way. Doesn't seem that steep yet, which just means it's going to be all the steeper before I get to Tinker Knob. Not complaining. I hope I get up there and say, oh, it wasn't that bad after all. Going up that way, only about a quarter mile from the top. And yes, it's not as bad as I was making it out to be. Partly because I'm fresh, not worn out after a day of hiking. Partially because I feel very well rested. And I feel stronger than I did a couple weeks ago. That's what a couple days in town and a couple of chickens will do for you. Came up from down there. Hopefully I'll have a new view here coming up. Hey, you tinker. I'm not a knob, you're a knob. So again, that's Tinker Knob. I had a little bit more uphill that I didn't realize. But I do have a new view. And bear with me, I'm going to get this with a little bit of zoom next. About 7.5 miles to Donner Ski Ranch. And run into a lot of day hikers, so there must be a trailhead close by. See the highway down there? I'll be going underneath it tomorrow. All right, let's look at that again with a little bit more magnification. Remember, I feel awfully lucky to be up here. I'm not doing this just for all of you. I'm going to be sitting and watching these videos here before too long. And I want to remember all of it. Coming from down there. And I know the view. I've shown you the view, but this is more about the trail than it is of the view. Let's see. There we go. Coming for that way. And for the most part, I would say I am cruising. However, there's been several of these rock areas, some of them longer than this one. They slow me down a little bit going that way. And, you know, kind of make my ankles ache. Well, I tried to stay on the snow. A lot of people have been getting on dirt and then climbing up. You know, I hate that because it tears stuff up. So, then I did slide, went behind the trees, but was able to stay on snow to get back over here. But this is Anderson Peak that we're below. And man, it's just been so hot. I can't imagine snow sticking around for too long, but there's a lot of it. All right, on more rocks. At first I thought it was just spots where the sun had scorched them, but the lupin in this area have tiny little blooms. You know, I like to notice all the differences in lupin. There's a lot of volcanic rock around, and the trail alternates between rocks and soft dirt. Well, this isn't much, but it's good enough for right now. About 3 miles from the ski lodge. I don't know if this is informative or just so dumb everybody already knew it. But like, I cannot get my filter bag in there to get water. And there's no decent leaves around. but then a stick gets you to fill up fairly quick. All right, Miss Biscuits met up with me, and 3 miles are supposed to be downhill. Next stop, Donner Ski Ranch for burgers and wings and pizza. Almost there. Let me zoom in. One of those down there is the ski lodge that we're going to. One of them I don't know if I can see clear tapping from here. But we're almost there. I tell you just how close we are, except I didn't look at the map first. You know I never do that. Oh, we also went underneath another ski lift. But I've been talking with Biscuits, so I haven't been doing very good on the videos.
1 mile, exactly.
1 mile, all right. Just for fun, I think I'm going to do this mile with my eyes shut. So the lower we get, the hotter it gets. It's getting humid. And there's a bunch of really rocky switchbacks. Sorry I didn't get any footage of that. It was a little bit of work just keeping our balance. But we've got to be close now. Now a 1/4 mile road walk. Uphill. And it's hot. Luckily neither one of us are ones to complain. But a Fountain Diet Coke sounds real good. So I got in, and on the menu they just said soda. And I was just sure. They didn't even tell me whenever I ordered it that they had Pepsi instead of Diet Coke. Now, I'm not gonna let it ruin my trip. I've also got like souvenir stuff, and anyway, I'm gonna eat, then see about getting a shower and laundry. Here's my room. That was my bunk, and I shared the room with 3 other hikers. And this morning I'm just trying to get everything fit into the pack. So it's 1 o'clock on Monday. I didn't get videos done. What a surprise. So I'm getting ready to do the last video and realize I didn't really cover much of the Donner Ski Lodge or Ski Ranch. One of the things is they have an area set aside for hikers inside, although most of us have been hanging out outside. It's still really smoky, that fire over there. And before everybody makes fun of me for not getting my videos done as usual, in my defense, whenever we got here, this place was crawling with tourists and things. I sat for a while, talked with Miss Biscuits because I like Miss Biscuits and hadn't gotten to see her for a while, and waiting for her hiking partner to catch up so that they could make their plans. And then locals were wanting to talk and ask questions, and other hikers were around. And then I had to shower and do laundry, so it's not my fault. Totally understandable. It is. The wind, they said the wind was going to change direction today. It has. Before the wind, the smoke was blowing that way, and now I think it's coming this way. So I am going to edit this last video and upload it, and then get back on the trail and see how many miles I can get in before dark.